I am thirsty, too.
We need to give this to Mr. Producer so we can look it up.
An outstanding bourbon tonight.
It is very, very, very good.
Man, we're it's spring break this week.
Mid-March. Yeah, we just got off of spring break.
Yeah, it's done last week with spring break. Actually, our boys have spring break this week.
Julius Caesar.
Say that again.
A&M and Texas Tech have their spring break this week.
I don't know why the state colleges don't align with the high schools. That would make parents' dilemmas much easier.
They probably don't want to intermix the partying.
Yeah. I don't care when they have it.
Well, I mean, but if you're going to have a family vacation and you have a kid that's going to college and one that's in high school, you're screwed.
Yeah.
So you don't.
That is a good question.
You don't invite the college kid, I guess.
No, you say...
Yan.
Suck it.
Yeah, you're on your own.
Well, then maybe they
That's
want
what we
that. Maybe the college kid wants that.
We weren't there in the beginning, like when they were freshmen and sophomores. But when they became juniors and seniors, they were like, we don't want to go with you anyway. We're doing spring break with all my friends.
We're going to Tijuana.
Yeah, we're all going to spend $600
Spanish fly
and destroy a house somewhere.
They have they have the aptitude, they have the financing to rent a house and secure all the things that, frankly, I couldn't do.
All the booze.
I mean, just, I didn't have that type of credit line or I couldn't, nothing.
It's insane what they do nowadays.
I mean,
it's like we did none of that. We didn't rent houses, and like you're saying, we didn't rent houses and buy $600 worth of alcohol and
rent house.
What the hell?
You Daddy Warbucks over there?
I don't know. I don't know what happened.
I'll tell you what.
I'm happy for him. But
I didn't give Steven any money. He either worked for it or he gambled it because they bet on sports.
God, they're all doing that now,
and it's getting out of control.
It is getting out of control. I agree.
Preston just told me. He says, "Thank God I hit something stupid and won $800
because he was down big."
Well, he just needed the money
because they bet it every single day that there's a sport event on. They do it. They're betting on soccer, hockey, everything.
And then they run parlays.
Yeah.
Parlays?
Parlays where, you get a spread on 10 different games.
Right.
And you hit that parlay and cover the spread. It's, you multiply your winnings by 10, 100,
yeah,
250.
It's a smaller dollar bet, but it's a crazy long shot.
Correct, yeah.
Right. No, I got you. And you know what? This is no different than people have battled a gambling addiction for decades, for over 100 years.
Right.
I mean, horse racing and you name it, gambling.
I bet.
Yeah.
This is guys.
Back
this
in the
is
Coliseum.
No different.
Well,
this is no different.
Well, it's so easy these days.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't just 100 years. This is thousands of this. It's a human nature.
Yeah, to throw away money gambling.
People pedaling in the streets.
And then get in the hole and get your legs busted.
Yeah, no shit. They have bookies.
They get Jimmy the Fish over here.
Yeah, how is that? How do they handle that?
They have bookies.
And then they get their legs broken if they don't pay up?
I guess.
I mean, my kids' legs aren't broken yet.
Well, I guess if it gets, well, I'm sure he pays. But, I mean, I guess there's some people out there, I don't know. Who do you call? I mean.
They have a bookie down there.
Well, I meant, no. I meant that, let's say the bookie, they don't pay the bookie.
But I thought they could, I thought it was legal. Like
no,
online they can do.
It's not a bookie. It's an app.
They have someone they also bet
apps.
with. They also have someone they bet with.
Yeah, Preston was telling me this morning the app and how
he
converted the money to Bitcoin.
Yeah, because I thought they passed legislation that said online gambling or online sports betting was legal.
Correct.
So they don't have a bookie per se. Not somebody they were like, hey man, place a bet for me, blah blah blah, because they can't. You know what I mean?
I mean, the other day Stephen was following the Toledo basketball game. I was like, Toledo?
I wonder if
why are you watching
Toledo?
You. Oh, it's a great spread. I'm going to make some money on it.
See, that's
let's
an addiction at some point.
You were to buy a car and you don't pay your car payment. I wonder if they can go after you. Let's say you gamble, you make a bet,
like a repo man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not a repo man, but what if they can
those apps
go against your credit? Say, can you imagine gambling and then have it go against your credit? You know, since
well, it is because you have to put money into it, right?
Well, I was going to say, how's that work? So you have an online account. I would imagine they don't let you gamble more than what you have.
Oh, what if you do a long shot? Hey, I'm gonna bet
you still bet
for
10,000,
the
but
2025 Super Bowl. I'm gonna say the Dallas Cowboys win, and that's about a long ass shot. And you know, the winnings are going to be $3 million. Well, am I going to have $3 million to cover that?
Yeah, but see, there's no difference.
You don't have to pay $3 billion.
Oh, that's right. It's just I'm going to gamble $15, $20. Okay, yeah.
But here's the thing. So I have a brokerage account. Remember, I was trading options for a while.
Oh, the stock market is gambling.
It's gambling as well, and they don't let me make a trade that I can't cover with my account.
So
I think with the apps,
you have to be able to fund it right away.
I think the apps are safer.
Yeah.
But in the old days, where you'd go into your bookie and say, "Hey, spot me $10,000. I want to bet on the horse."
Right.
Double
they spot them.
Come on, boss.
And then you lose. Now you owe them $10,000.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah, we won on money.
I tell you what, you come over here, you make me feel good. I'll let 10,000 of it go.
Wow. Is that what you dealt with when you were addicted to gambling?
Well, I mean,
in El Paso,
when some of these ladies would gamble, you know, they were. Yeah, no, that's going to a really bad direction.
I don't know. I don't know where he's going.
That was a nightmare.
Anyway, that's not good for our boys.
All do it.
I know. They
all.
I think it's a sign of
literally
the
times. The whole group.
Yeah.
I hope they get out of it, but you know what? It teaches them something. You know, I mean, if they get lucky, that's great. But come on, it's gambling, and people that gamble are gonna lose.
But here's the question: if the boys bet. Let's say they get an allowance of, I don't know, I'm just going to say $100 for the month. They're like, I'm going to bet, and they lose it. I'm not going to give them another $100 to bail them out.
Yeah, see, I'm having to give my son $800 a week because he keeps losing it with gambling.
No, I'd be like, no, you lost it. You're going to have to find another way to eat.
Yeah, seriously.
You have to eat ramen.
That's crazy.
For the next 30 days.
I don't even want to know how much of the money I give him goes to gambling. I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Probably,
he's got enough. Here's what frustrates me. He is super stressed out about school, right? I mean, because he's not my student, right? My middle one it doesn't come to him easy, right? So he has to work really hard, and then on top of that, he's gambling, and of course they're doing the frat thing where they're drinking like crazy, and
right.
I mean, this is a recipe for
disaster.
Too much. Like, just too much.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to come a time where, if they don't get out of the habit, they're going to make a bet. I've got $1,000 that's in my bank account, and I need $2,000 to pay my rent. Let me go bet it.
Right.
Now I just lost that other $1,000.
Right. Hopefully they'll do what I do, which is they have money that they can gamble with, and then they lose 90% of it or 85% of it or all of it. Because that's what I do. That's my general investment strategy.
Yeah, I don't like to gamble because I don't want to lose my money.
And that's what the stock market is, man.
Yeah.
And by the way, you were talking about DWAC. It may be a good time to buy.
I know.
Yeah.
I thought about getting more today.
Man, I'm thinking if I had the money, I totally would.
Because it went all the way up to 90.
110.
Well, but that was
today?
That was the IPO, wasn't it?
No.
Well, it says 110. So when you follow the chart, it's the highest win is 110.
Well, but when you first go public, that's when there's massive wild swings and it gets crazy high and all that kind of stuff.
That was like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. So that's what I was asking. All right.
No, that was not an IPO.
Oh, okay. Well, that's great.
What I heard, though, was, because I read one of the articles, when I saw that it dipped way down, I read one of the articles, and they said that they're having some severe technical issues. And they can't figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, they're stalling.
I'm sure a lot of it is sabotage.
Mr. Producer, do you have a question about the board? Input. Switch the input. Yes, we don't have. Mr. Producer can't help us out on the chart of DWAC.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is the Boober.
Oh, there it is. The Boobone.
Yeah. So that's what I was reading. Is then the Devin Nunes said that they expect to be back up and running by the end of March, beginning of April.
So when it does, it's going to go nowhere but up.
And they said, well, correct. And they said if they're not up and running by mid-April, this is the expert. They said it's going to tank.
And then it's going to go up. You know
if they ever launch.
My point is, when they finally do launch, and they will.
That is such an odd statement. If it's not going to go up by April, it's going to tank. What happens in April that...
Well, because Devin Nunes, the CEO, said they'll be up and running by the end of March, beginning of
Meaning
May.
they're losing confidence in their ability to launch this thing. But the point is, they're going to launch it. But they've got the
Yeah.
money. They've got the money backing to do it. And
So-
Nunes is he's not. He doesn't mess around.
The deadline.
If you follow his career in Congress, which I was a weird jump from Congress
Yeah,
to
he just quit.
look,
well, I
he's-
don't blame a lot of these guys for quitting, but anyway, go ahead.
But look, this is he quit on for a reason because, in my opinion, I think this is a solid deal. Solid deal.
Well, I think he was sick of politics, which I think they all are, and this is a solid opportunity, man,
But regardless,
and something he believes in.
I think what they start the primaries for the midterms like now, a year.
Well, the primaries.
They already did the
Yeah,
primaries.
the primaries are out. But I mean, what am I trying to say? Well, they're going to start. Goddamn, it's 2 years is coming in. Once we get 2 years, we're going to start swapping out congressmen. So,
That's this November.
November.
yeah, that's why I'm. So, God, they need to get this shit going. You need 6 months at least.
Oh, you meaning you want to use the platform to
That's what the goal was to
help the people, help
Yeah.
the
So-
conservatives. Yeah, I got you.
So maybe that was Dan Nunes's deal. Maybe he was like, all right, well, 6 months. You need 6 solid months before the November votes. Because it's.
Well, and
that's
I
in
tell you,
April.
when they launch,
Four
it's going to
and
be
11, yeah.
buggy, and people are going to bitch and moan, and they're going to have to tweak and tweak and tweak. It's going to take 6 months to get it, or a year to get it right.
And I agree.
You know what I mean?
I think as long as it's up before the third year of Biden is in, to give a nice solid year of advertising and promotions for the final year to get whomever Republicans are going to go into office.
Well, and also consider this, right? Everybody's kind of sick of Twitter, and they're
Oh, my
sick
God.
of
I
YouTube,
think
and
even-
they're sick of beta.
Dude, the fact
They're
that
sick of the censoring.
It,
Yeah,
you
they
look,
are.
there are. Look, I'm going to pretend like I don't like Trump. All right.
Okay.
So I mean, they had he did a podcast. Was it Nurk Brothers or Nurk something like that? Nurk,
Never heard
or
of him, but I
Kern?
never heard of him, but I
Kern.
did hear about this.
So
I
this
did too.
guy, producer, if you could pull that.
I wonder if
thank
we
you.
could get him on the interview.
So
Yeah, we can, of course.
The
Basically,
Nurk brothers. Got
they
him.
want me to
had
call
5.5 million views, something crazy like that, on YouTube within 24 hours. Just
Because of
boom.
Trump.
Yeah, Trump was in there. They're interviewing him, and the fact is that Trump says things that it may be true, it may not be true, but you can't, but there's no proof to support it.
Right.
So when he makes statements like, well, the election was stolen, if he would just change the way he says things, like, hey, I believe the data that I've received based on the data that I received, I believe that the election was stolen.
They would
just
treat it the same way.
just repackage it. No, I
They
don't.
would treat him the same way.
Because that's what Joe Biden said. Joe Rogan said on his podcast. He says what he had to do was reframe how he was saying things.
Meaning,
so
don't
that,
state it as fact.
yeah, don't
You
state
have
it
to
as fact.
state it
because
as
based on the First Amendment, you're allowed to have an opinion. You just because misinformation is saying, "Hey, man, you're making statements." But if you say, "Hey, if you're posing the question," then that's a whole different thing.
yeah. Was the election stolen or not? That kind of
Yo.
question. Yo.
Well, and it's and Joe Rogan brought up some interesting things because he's like, we need to ask these questions. He was just like, he was talking about the COVID, and he was saying, back when COVID first started, if you said this on a social media platform,
Boom,
if you
you're
said this, you're done. But
Yep.
now it's real. And if you
Right.
said this, then it was you're done. But
Isn't that
now it's
crazy?
real. It's just like, come on, you can't sit there and slam things for people having a conversation. And now misinformation is just outright saying, you're wrong and this is what it is.
Think about all the doctors, not even podcasters, right? I mean, podcasters and pundits and, all these
Right.
people. I mean, are they qualified to talk about a lot of this stuff? No. But there were doctors that were like, speaking out against the vaccines, and they got censored.
yeah.
Yeah.
And now
They
they
not
were
only
proven 100% right.
13,000 doctors signed that manifest or that document that the dude that was on the Joe Rogan show, Dr.
Marshall?
Robert,
Is it Marshall?
Wagner.
one of those dudes on there. I
Robert Wagner?
I don't know.
I didn't read those notes. No,
As a guess.
it's not Wagner. It's something like that. What he was one of the guys that was in the MRSA.
Yeah. He was one of the founders
Yeah.
of the
And
mRNA
he's
vaccine.
like the authority
Right.
on.
I agree.
The authority on COVID, basically, and they just basically said he was full of shit.
Yeah,
but
they
what I'm
censored
getting at is that when they did on the pot, when they were complaining to Spotify, Spotify had a group. Or not Spotify, a group of 270 doctors, quote unquote,
Right.
wrote a petition to Spotify telling them, "Hey, man, you need to take this out because we're 270 doctors." And
against
then-
Rogan.
Yeah, against Rogan. You
Yeah,
need
but
to
then they
take-
dug into the list.
well, they dug into the list, and there's some of these are like veterinarians, and
Yeah.
some of them aren't even doctors.
Some of them were PhDs, but not medical
Yeah.
doctors.
Of education.
It's
Was Jill Biden
like
on there?
Jill Biden was on the list, I'm sure.
But look, and that's really
joke.
but
Call
it
me
is a
doctor.
joke. But in comparison with Dr. Robert, whatever his name is,
Right.
I feel like I can't think of his
Wagner?
damn name. Is it Wagner?
I don't know.
No, I don't think it's Wagner.
That just name just comes up.
That's Natalie Wood's.
I was gonna say.
Natalie Wood's husband, Robert Wagner.
Is that
Robert Wagner?
Did he kill her?
I think it was Robert Wagner. No, he did not kill her. I had that conversation recently. She did not commit suicide, nor was
It
she
was
killed.
Malone, Dr. Malone.
She
Was
was
there
drunk
proof?
and fell off the boat.
Well, that's the theory.
No.
All
Well,
right, so is Dr.
okay, we
Robert?
need to get back to that.
But hold on.
Wagner.
So the oh really? Like was it what was the show he was on? Something to
Heart to
something?
Heart.
Heart to Heart. Oh man.
Robert Wagner.
With
That's who
Stephanie
you're talking
Powers.
about. You're talking about the
Stephanie
doctor.
Powers was hot.
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah.
Oh,
All right,
wow.
so the doctors that went up to Spotify, 270. Dr. Malone,
There he is. Malone.
12 to 13,000 signatures of doctors, real doctors. So you have
That backed him.
270, and then you have
Well, that's what
13,000.
Well, that's what Twitter is. It's the Twitter mob, which is a small faction of people that
Very
scream
loud.
so loud
Loud and obnoxious.
that people panic and go, "Everyone must think like this. We
right.
can't handle this." Even though if you don't do what they want, you're pissing off 200 people, but
Yep.
you're not pissing off 30 million people over here.
Right.
Right.
Take Moses Malone off the air.
Yeah, Moses
Or
or Carl,
Roberto.
or is it Carl?
No, it's,
Wait,
it's Robert.
What is his name? Is Robert Malone?
Giggity. Robert
Malone.
Malone.
Yeah.
Carl.
So I find it fascinating that COVID has pretty much disappeared
Yeah, well, it's,
from discussion.
It is.
it
vanished.
pisses me off.
Poof.
It
Vanished.
pisses
Gone.
me off because
It was an obsession, like an absolute, overwhelming obsession
and I tell you what,
for
with
2 years,
the fact that it's
Yeah.
completely vanished,
overnight.
I had to go somewhere yesterday for my job,
Mhm.
and I walk in there, and the first thing they were like, "Please put a mask on." I was like,
They had a list.
For what? Did you ask for what?
No, it's for my job." So I you don't say. You're just kind of all right.
They didn't say what to put it on. Did you strap it on the back of your ass?
I didn't say anything.
Wear it
I
like
didn't
a
comment
cup?
about it.
Yeah.
It's
Like
when
an
it's for your
asshole
job,
mask.
and you're representing your company. You don't do that. But it was just odd because I what I wanted to say was why.
Yeah, you haven't gotten the memo.
Yeah, just say COVID's done.
Hey, we beat this virus. Come on.
What the fuck? No, she would have slapped
Guido
me.
over here.
She would have slapped me. Well, whatever. But the point is that we start bringing it up, and there's still people out there that are adamant about it.
100%.
You know,
Well, you have
and-
to wear it if you go to the doctor's office or the hospital. I'll tell you that.
I didn't have to wear it at my doctor's office.
Actually, we don't.
That was funny.
We don't. They say when you walk in,
You did at the VA.
Mask required.
mask required, but I didn't wear it,
They didn't do a thing.
and they didn't
about
say
it.
anything. But the
And all the
hospital,
people working behind the desk, not one of them had a mask on.
but the surgical center I was just at, I had to.
Right.
They
I
said
took my
something.
dad to the VA a couple weeks ago. Everyone has masks on.
Right.
Everyone.
That's the
Well,
government.
that's
though.
a government deal.
Yeah, but still, I mean, just everyone had masks on.
But I
It is-
still
it
see.
is absolutely fascinating. I mean, you cannot like verbalize how shocking the disappearance of
how it
COVID
just went
is.
away.
It's mind-boggling. It's
You know,
absolutely mind-boggling.
what I
Billions
should-
of people,
I should
billions,
do-
the entire planet
So I should go get
Gone.
a
gone. Poof.
I need to go get a rope. What 6 foot? So is that 3? How do you find the circumference? Is it pi r squared?
2 pi r.
2 pi r. So
Quad.
I need to get
2 pi r squared cubed.
Cubed.
So I need to get a rope that's that I need to get a 6 foot rope, like red, So when I go to like a waiting, what am I calling it? Like when I went to the VA, they have these little waiting areas, and there's little chairs, and they're kind of like in the middle of nowhere. I need to get this red rope and put it all around me, and then take off my mask.
And say, don't go within my bubble.
Well, when this whole thing started,
Everybody 6 minutes.
Stay out of my
Everybody
rope area.
five feet away.
when this whole thing started, there were places. I think it was a restaurant that had an outdoor deck, and what they had is they had these like inner tube things that you could put over your shoulders.
Oh,
that
my God.
provided the 6 foot, but it was also like a table so you could eat your food or something. You could stand there.
Yeah.
And it looked like they were wearing an inner tube. It was ridiculous.
And some of them, it was like a huge circle bar top. It was like wearing suspenders.
Yeah, so you wear this thing.
You put suspenders on.
We laugh now, but I mean, they had a band in their own little tents on stage. The orchestra.
Oh yeah.
Every single kid playing an instrument was inside of a little tent.
We are gonna.
I mean,
we're gonna
it's
look
retarded.
back in time, and we're gonna look at the high school kids that were traumatized by putting a fucking mask on and playing a clarinet through it. You know,
I don't think it'll be the high
little
school.
hole in
Yeah.
that.
It's going to be the first, second, third,
there was
fourth
a
graders.
flautist.
Yeah.
that had a mask with the hole cut out for her
Yeah.
mouth. It's like
It's absolutely ridiculous.
like
I
really?
mean, what the fuck?
Well, didn't
like
you're defeating the purpose of
like
the rest of this?
like 1,000,000%. It's
So
like so stupid.
didn't Pfizer all their studies get leaked?
Yeah.
I haven't read it. Have you read anything?
I did not, but I heard the summary was there were it failed the trials. Enough people got hurt, injured, vaccine injuries that it failed the trial. And my brother was telling me, and you
Well,
know,
that's the one that got approved by the FDA.
right. Well, all three of them got approved by the FDA, and all three. Well, why do you think they're trying to hide the documentation? Remember, they said it would be 500 years for them to get around to releasing all this documentation.
Right.
Because they're trying to hide it from the public. They've been trying to work on mRNA vaccines forever, and they couldn't get it past the animal trials, is what my brother was telling me. So,
Right.
and
he's a
like
biochemist. Or
he
something like
is
that?
a former molecular biologist, but more importantly, he's always been totally anti-vaccine, like any vaccine. You know what I mean? Like
He's an anti-vaxxer.
he's
across
an
the board.
anti-vaxxer.
There are factions like that where you'll see, and if before this whole COVID bullshit happened, you heard about the anti-vax families.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Where you'd have, they wouldn't give them the MMR
That's right.
or any of that stuff.
That's
and
right.
you'd have outbreaks of mumps and measles at these schools because their kids weren't, and there was big outrage about it.
Well, and
Well, yeah.
Hollywood is a big anti-vaxxer.
Well, what about
Had
like
historically
people that are like
big anti-vaxxers, which is
hugely
ironic.
wealthy, like Microsoft and
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates and
Elon Musk,
Amazon. Anyone that they don't vaccine their kids,
right?
the dudes that own Walmart, they don't vaccine their kids.
Right.
So AE Pie is not vaccinated?
A.E. Pie.
Is that Elon's son's name?
I think you're mispronouncing it, but yeah, it's close.
Yeah, I think it's I.
I don't know.
It's
But yeah,
like it's like the symbol that is Prince.
Yeah. Well, yeah, formerly known as Prince.
So I find it fascinating that it is.
It's like a sorority or
completely
fraternity
disappeared.
club, you know. It's like, hey, I'm at the Hepa fighting house, you know.
I was so baffled by that. Hey, did you get tickets to? Oh yeah, we saw him. He was awesome.
But he was still called. What was stupid is
I mean, how do you?
is everyone still calling him Prince?
Right. I
that
just say
was-
it's so dumb.
That was the beauty of what he did.
No,
is
there's no
because-
beauty in what he did.
No, it was because the only way you can describe him is the artist formerly known as Prince. So he still got to use his name, and it still fucked with the contract. Remember, he changed his name to that logo so that he didn't have to pay those guys all the money.
Oh, I didn't hear anything
Yeah, it was
about
all,
that.
it was all contract.
That was all contractual because he was kind of like, fuck you. I've been making my own music
Time
forever.
out.
You know, he got roped in at early, 17, 18 years old. He's a musician.
Oh,
I
he's a
mean,
major songwriter.
major songwriter. I
Yes.
cannot believe all
Not
the
anymore.
shit he wrote.
Major
Not anymore.
songwriter.
Not anymore.
Well, he's
He's
dead.
He's dead. Yeah, he
Like
overdosed.
Tom Petty.
Is it fentanyl?
Yeah, actually, I think it was.
Was it fentanyl?
Yeah.
He died in the plane, and they couldn't revive him. Right? Was he on a plane?
I don't think he was
know.
on an airplane.
Yeah, he
I
was-
don't know
he was on a plane.
how did Prince die?
You're thinking of Juice World.
I don't know who that is.
long, long
He's a
time
rapper.
ago.
I don't believe that's real.
That's really
I
his
still
stage name,
remember.
Juice World. He's
Who
a
sings
rapper.
that song?
What? Billy Joel,
John Denver.
John McClane, right?
I don't know.
Don McClane.
Don McLean.
Isn't that the cop in
The
Die Hard?
day the music
John
died.
McClane?
No, that was Die Hard. Yeah, John McClane.
Yeah. Wow,
Died
check me out.
by Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee.
I don't
but
like
the
that
levee
song.
was
I don't
dry.
either.
Well, it's 8 minutes
know
and
why?
32 seconds.
I was going to say 8 minutes is what does me in on that song.
It's
Alright,
highly
so-
repetitive.
Well, anyways,
That
the
too.
song talks about all of those the
Prince?
days that no, not Prince, but there was a big
Fentanyl.
bunch of guys that died in
Well, it's
airplanes.
Buddy Holly.
So Prince death,
Randy
the singer
Rhoads.
died of a
wait
fentanyl
a second.
painkiller overdose.
You are mixing two major pop stories right there. Prince dying from an overdose is not the same thing as Buddy Holly dying in a plane
get
wreck.
it, but
And the
Jeff
An
brought
American
up
Pie.
Bopper.
Jeff
Yeah, what's
brought up he
happening?
died in an aircraft, and then I was like, oh, yeah, Buddy Holly died in an aircraft. I started singing the song from Don McClane.
So did Randy Rhoads.
Well, actually, with Buddy Holly, was he on the same plane as Randy Rhoads? There was like a group of people on the same
No, it
plane.
was the Big Bopper. It was Buddy Holly, and there was one other person,
Richie
Richie Valens.
Richie Valens.
Ricky Valens. Ricky or Richie?
Richie.
Wasn't he the La Bamba guy?
Anyway,
All right.
so the Prince Death singer died of fentanyl painkiller
How do we not record?
overdose.
Why are we not in a recording studio?
We should have an
Because we're
LP
fucking idiots.
We gotta start a boy band. We
called-
gotta start a boy band.
called Backbeat.
Yeah,
us.
the middle-aged boy
we,
band.
we would look like those hippo
We're called
freaking
Man Band.
ballerinas in
Man
the Walt
Band.
Disney's
Man Band.
Old Man
Fantasia.
Wow. Okay. Way.
Leonard
way off
Skinner
track.
also died in airplane crash.
Hey, who was the golfer that the
Payne
plane
Stewart.
was still flying?
Payne
Oh
Stewart.
man, can you imagine
They
that?
were going to shoot that thing down if it got close to
Well,
like.
they all died because of oxygen asphyxiation. Yes,
You got that? You all right?
asphyxiation.
I think
a
you're
little-
experiencing that right now.
I think our smoke wagon's getting to me.
Is that no? But that was super scary. I mean, that went on for hours. They were like they couldn't contact the plane. They didn't know who was in it, and then they figured out it was.
Yeah, but
he
how
was
did
in
that
it.
happen? By the way,
They lost.
They lost oxygen. They lost pressure.
They lost.
They suffocated.
Depressurized.
was it
That's what I said.
pressurized?
Yes.
Yeah, and they couldn't breathe because they were at 5 miles.
And so
up
it was
over
on
there.
autopilot,
Did it just-
and
did it
eventually it ran out of
land?
fuel,
Did it fall in the
And then it
ocean?
went into,
No, it fell
hit the
into
mount-
like
the
a,
mountain
uh,
range,
like a grain field, like a wheat
grain
field.
field. There's
A wheat
nothing like
field.
a
Did
Did they
mountain.
follow it all the way down?
They did. Apparently, they were basically on
After it
each,
hit the
each
ground,
side of
they-
it, and if it was going to go
They
into
fired
a,
off a few
a major
rockets.
metropolitan area, they were going to shoot the damn thing down because they knew they were
All
already
right,
dead.
so
Right.
the genius
That was
about
crazy.
what Prince did really
Formerly
was
known
the fact that that's it. So he was kind of like he had a
Symbol.
contract, and it was just like how
You get
back in the
3%. We
Motown
get
times
97%.
where they would get like all these fantastic singers, fantastic performers, and they would reel them in, and they would end up taking like 80% of their.
I had no idea
Yes.
that he did that to basically try to outsmart the,
and he
the
did
contractual
because
a-holes in wherever.
Because
like
on
Hollywood.
this is
Can you look that
America Top 40, Casey Kasem, the artist formerly known as Prince, with his next song on his Black Album. On the Black Album, it was black. There were no letters. There was nothing.
Was that the Batman
It
album?
was a black. No, this is way before that. So it was a black album with a black label and a black jacket, and that's it. It didn't say anything on it.
Why, okay, there it
nothing.
is.
I think
Why
there may
did
have been
Prince
a
change
dot.
his name to a symbol?
Is that with Purple Rain?
No, that was way before. That was before then. Purple Rain was first.
Little Nicky
Darling Nikki.
or Darling Nicky?
There's the symbol. It looked like a man and a woman symbol together, right? Scroll down.
Yeah,
So a
that's
man
it.
and
That's
woman.
the artist formerly known as Prince. But it's genius because he gets to represent himself as a symbol, but yet he still can use his name Prince because it's
Yeah.
artist formerly known as Prince. It's a
It
huge
said
middle
the name
finger to
change
the.
was actually a shrewd attempt to anger that which Prince most hated, his record label. There you go.
Bunch of greedy sons of bitches.
Warner
is what it all
Brothers
boils down
Music
to.
Division with the name change, but he hinted as many times at the fact that he returned to using the name Prince in 2000
Well, if you remember,
after he had been released from his contract.
well, I
There you go.
remember. If you remember, he shaved the word "slave" into his beard,
I don't
and it was in
remember that.
reference to being
Warner
a slave
Brothers.
to record labels.
Hey, you know
labels.
what?
Yeah,
I think I'm wrong. I'm sorry to interrupt. I think I'm wrong. I'm looking up here, 1989. I think the Batman soundtrack. It says Batman soundtrack in 1989
See?
with Prince. That may have been.
See?
I don't recall any of the
was right.
songs on that album.
I don't either.
But
Batman. Oh yeah, there's a whole the whole song
not on the Black album.
on the
but
Batman album.
I don't think they had the Batman song. Did they?
Yes, he had a version of it.
Producer, please pull up the Prince version of Batman. I've got to hear this.
Yeah, it's got some of the old Batman sound
I
to
really enjoy
it. He sampled a bunch of stuff.
Prince played with the Traveling Wilburys. Is that how you say it?
No.
Is it who was Roy Orbison?
Both of us, that was a resounding no.
Roy Orbison.
Roy Orbison.
John Lynn.
It
Tom
was
Petty.
because what
George
they
Harrison.
did, they played a
And?
they played a remake by
Bob
the
Dylan.
Paul McCartney,
Bob Dylan, yes.
and he was jamming on the guitar. He had a guitar solo that was just off the hook.
Yeah, he
And
was an amazing artist. You know, he wrote Manic Monday for the Bengals.
I didn't know that.
Well, why are we
Yeah, go ahead
listening
and
to
play.
the...
What is this?
This is the horror version.
Something horrible's happening here.
I don't know.
Don't we
What are
have
we
an
watching?
original
Well,
version?
play it a little bit. I don't know what's going on here.
Play the original. There it is.
Prince Party Man, extended version.
Yeah, it's kind of a beating of a song, if you ask me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't remember it.
Oh, there's that girl that.
How you doing? This is some party.
This is totally some 80s shit. All
Hell.
Oh, this is big time 80s.
right, so we've got a cliche 80s. Everyone's wearing 80s outfits, and everyone's got a half white face.
Oh, excuse me.
And Paul bent over,
Oh, that was not me.
and then you have some penguin dudes in purple.
All hail to the new king,
I've never
Really?
seen this.
I have.
Party Man.
Party man.
Yeah, I'm about
What the
to.
hell is this?
I mean, it's kind
He's
of like
super
a
short.
Jim Carrey Riddler kind of approach.
He's super short, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Interesting. So Prince comes in and starts dancing, and flames shoot up.
Oh my
Points at the
god.
band, they kick it in. Starts dancing by himself with his little short legs and all. Got the crazy.
Oh, he did it.
He
did the.
He
More
does
punch-
that one thing where he jumps in
crotch
the air and
bump.
then does the splits where all of us are like, we would have left our balls on the table. All right, you
Oh,
kill
this is not Batman. This is Party Man.
Yeah, that's.
This is
the
not
same
the
thing.
Batman one.
Although
you
that
know
was
what, though?
very
That's all
exciting,
right.
though.
No, put the Batman one on. I want to hear
No,
that now.
I think I've had too much Prince already.
Yeah, real Prince isn't anything like that.
The Bat Dance. That's what it's called.
The
Bat Dance by
I believe.
Prince. Wow.
This is also 6 minutes and 50 seconds.
Yeah,
Yeah. Let's see if we can get to 8 seconds and then shut it off.
What is the bourbon we're drinking? It's a Smoke Wagon, uncut.
Uncut, unfiltered.
It's very tasty.
yeah, this is it. This
Oh
is
my
This is
God.
the beating of a song.
Yeah, it is. So this is Prince with the Batman. The dudes like us. I'm Sean.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Jeff.
Welcome to first half.
Yeah, of Batman
God.
by Prince. What is happening?
He's more,
Okay,
yeah,
This is
can't-
the entire
can't-
song basically
I
like
can't
this.
shut this off fast enough.
I can't do this. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a terrible song.
Wow.
Not a highlight of
All right,
his
so
career.
we did talk about our first Monday experience last week, right?
We did. I think we should cover the bourbon real quick.
We should. Smoke
You know,
wagon.
thank you for finding that, man. I was looking all over for that. Where did you find that, Mr. Producer?
Breaking Bourbon.
All right, Breaking Bourbon. Oh,
BreakingBourbon.com.
look at it with a little wink.
I look at them quite a bit.
All right, so they got the broken. They
Hey,
have the bourbon
scroll
broken
up
down
just a little bit. I want to
into
know if it
3
says
different categories: the
Yes,
the
there we go.
nose, the palate, and the finish.
All right.
So first of all, Paul, did you want to take it?
Well, no, I didn't. I mean to kind of take. Wait, distillery MGP. Are we sure this is the right thing here?
Yeah, it's MGP. They don't
Let's
distill
scroll up a
their
little
shit.
bit. Scroll up a little bit.
They don't distill their stuff.
There you go. Look at that
There
bottle.
it is. That's the
All
bottle.
right, so first of all, this
Very dark.
bottle is it's a dark amber. The bottle by itself is dark amber.
It's very
em-
sexy.
embossed. It has some floral. We'll go up a little bit, Mr. Producer, so we can see the bottle. It's got a floral. Is that floral?
I don't know
Yeah,
what
it's
that is.
probably they're from Nevada, so it's probably like
Cacti,
Scrub.
kind of yucca, stuck little flowers that popping up out of there.
yeah.
It's embossed. It's got
Did
a
you say
fantastic little
yucca
label.
stucca?
Yucca flowers sticking out of the.
And it looks like it's got
something like that.
a seal up there with, is that 2 pistols?
It looks like two pistols.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, they're in Vegas. So if, when we go to Vegas, we should try to hit the Smoke Wagon distillery.
The H&C Distillers. So this is Smoke Wagon. It's uncut. It's unfiltered. It's straight bourbon Las Vegas whiskey. And when you pour this in the glass, we first popped. I was kind of honestly, I'm gonna tell them. We popped the cork off and it didn't make the noise.
It made no.
Yeah.
You said it was like a loose vagina.
I wanted the noise like I was pulling a thumb out of a butt. Just a.
Wow.
Hold on. When you pull a thumb out of a butt, does it make that noise?
No, it does not. In fact, I'm going to retract that.
Looks like
I did
a
not say any
vacuum.
of that.
It's like a vacuum in there, right? So when you do it,
They didn't have the cork didn't have
Well,
a cork sound. It was very anticlimactic, like we were discussing. But anyways, we pulled the pop off of this thing. I made 2 very large, generous pourings, offerings, and you guys were like, "Oh, that's a lot." I'll take it.
because of the proof.
Yeah. So what is
Yeah, but
the
I don't
proof?
see none of you
Scroll
complaining.
down. The proof
I'm working on it.
is 1. You went too
No,
far.
ours is higher
It's like
than this.
118. It's fucking high. There's
It's
the bottle
There
behind
it
you,
is.
Jeff.
Turn around and grab that bottle for a second. There you
All right,
go.
so it's almost 120 proof. It's bottom line.
59.19, so it's 119.38 proof.
Damn.
These guys can't
Just
handle
about
any
broke
kind
the
of
bottle.
sound.
My God, you slammed it down.
I
What's
think you
wrong
guys,
with
you have like post-traumatic
just
syndrome or
trumped.
something.
I just
think-
trumped.
What is that syndrome when you don't feel your hands or you don't feel your arms or something?
Well, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah, you lay it down. Well, I mean, just kind of gently.
It's a bottle.
Have we? All right. Have we given our listeners a background on
right,
Jeff's
so
problem
the
with
mash
his
Finish the
bill-
bourbon.
The
numb
mash
hands?
bill
don't
is
care.
60% corn. Look, this one is extremely high in rye, and it's surprisingly we like it.
Wow.
We don't normally
36.
like it like this, but it's a 36 rye, 36% rye in 4 malted barley. Usually
like
we
it.
like ours weedy, but I'm telling you, this rye's growing on me, and this one with 36.
I think we start trying more ryes.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be rye whiskeys.
Well,
It just-
sure.
It can
I
be
think we
just
should try-
high rye.
Like
bourbons.
rare breed makes a rye.
Okay.
Fine
I'm
smoke
good with that.
wagon, uncut
shit, man, we're
filtered
running out of
straight bourbon.
options.
This
Uh-oh.
batch, what batch is this? It's
101.
This,
well, it's batch 101.
well, he knew this. Batch number 101, bottled October 21st, 2021.
So that's when it's bottled, not how long it's been aged. We're not
Yes.
sure how long it's been aged.
Why don't we know?
I don't.
They have all this fantastic
don't know.
information on it, but that.
Does it say here what they think it may be? Sometimes you'll read it that says, we think it's aged this.
It wouldn't surprise me if it's 3 years.
Well, here, listen to it. It was founded in 2012. They started releasing bourbon in 2017. So it's 4 to 5 years old, I bet,
Okay.
is my...
Yeah.
And then what does it say? Releasing 21 batches of Smoke Wagon, uncut, unfiltered in 2020 alone.
All right,
Nice.
well, it's got a great. I give it I would compare it to Noah's Mill, except
Noah's Mill. Okay.
as far not as far as the taste goes, but as far as the quality goes.
I like what's on the stamp. Why don't you read that to us, Jeff? It's in Latin
It
or something.
says their small batch... I can't read that.
Ugh.
Their small batch and uncut filtered releases both come with a stamped wax seal of 2 crossed guns and the phrase Bibimus Moriendum
EST.
EST, denoting drink for we must die. Or according to the company, drink and enjoy today because we won't be around forever. I like the drink or we will die better.
Yeah. Drink or die.
I think they're trying to be politically correct and not being so
Probably.
violent. So the nose, it says the bourbon introduces itself with a rich and spirited caramel greeting, and I definitely got that.
I got that too.
Yeah, it was a sweet nose.
I mean, what all of us came away with is, despite the fact that it was very high proof, it did not taste it. at all.
No, not at all.
No,
Well,
no
hold
burn
on.
for me.
No, I had some. I had
So-
some. I had a little hug in the chest.
When you first yeah, you're right. So when you first open these bottles up that are higher, really.
I
Hold
wouldn't,
on.
I
So
wouldn't
when
mind having some
you
more.
you get that pounding of ibuprofen alcohol. You know, that's kind of like, Jesus, man, you can sanitize stuff with that.
Are you trying to talk yourself out of more?
I don't
No,
know.
we were just
Well, how about you get something that's not 3,000 proof.
A million proof.
Yeah.
Well, I can wait till intermission. It's
Can
okay.
you? I mean,
Can
you
you?
have a beer here.
I have a
oh,
beer.
no, okay, you do.
I have a beer. It's okay.
I mean,
It's just really good. We're talking about it, and it tasted great. I thought
Well,
I'd have some more.
Pour
But
a
no,
that's
you
little.
got to work
okay.
tomorrow.
I'll,
You gotta
I'll,
work
I'll
tomorrow.
pour. I'll pour a little.
All right, just give
I
me a
don't-
little.
I don't trust
How much
you.
is left in the bottle?
It's gone.
It's gone.
No, we did not drink.
That's good.
Jesus.
Oh,
Sean's like, I need
really?
more now.
Oh, it's
No, I
it's
filled mine
fantastic.
up a lot before we even came up here.
So we drank half the bottle.
I would put this as an A.
Yeah, this is definitely an A. I like it.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, you guys, you put one single cube in yours.
Yes.
I put two,
Uh-huh.
and it's in my great opinion. I like mine even more than you like yours.
No.
You can't say that.
It's
'Cause you
just my
don't know.
opinion.
No.
You're right. It's not misinformation. It's my opinion.
I'm gonna
yes.
cancel you. Take you off YouTube for that.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, for sure.
So anyway,
Anyway.
the palate, a whirlwind of sweet, fruity, and dark flavors hit all at once, creating a confusing yet impactful sip. Sweet caramel combined with raspberry chocolate.
caramel.
Caramel.
Did it say confusing?
Yeah, confusing.
A confusing yet impactful sip.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So there's a leather.
Hold on. And dark flavors hit all at once, creating a confusing yet impact. What the hell?
I
Are
don't
you
know.
wooed?
Sometimes it just drives me nuts about how clever they try to be in these descriptions.
It's not
but-
confusing. It's yeah. We try to figure out what's in the fucking bourbon. Why don't you just fucking tell us?
So the last sentence kind of hits that again. Combined with the wonderful buttery mouthfeel, which it does, this assembly creates an enjoyable and memorable sip, albeit a somewhat chaotic one.
chaotic.
Chaotic taste. You're gonna break your watch.
All right. Well, it was good. It was good. And the price point on this one, even though MSRP says 60, I believe it was close to 75.
I'm thinking you pocketed some of the money.
No, you saw the receipt.
I'm
Little
thinking you
doctor.
fudged that little doctor, a
Photoshopped.
little
Oh, yeah.
Photoshop on
I-
there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab an
I
extra
pulled out
five.
my what do you call that? What was that liquid? The stuff you sniffed in high school? Liquid.
Glue?
Fart smell?
No, the white stuff.
Fart
liquid,
spray.
Liquid whiteout?
Liquid,
Whiteout.
liquid paper, right?
Liquid paper or whiteout.
Yeah, both. They were both right.
Yeah.
It's the stuff kids don't know about.
People
these
Yeah.
days.
sniff that shit.
Oh, we
I
used
never
to
did.
smell it. Yeah, of course, just like markers.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we didn't
hold
get
on,
high
hold
on it.
Well, I mean, what are you saying?
That's what some kids did.
Okay,
they
so
call
some
that-
people were susceptible to getting high off of sniffing it, and some weren't.
Don't call
What the
it-
hell?
No,
You realize
some-
you have to open up a 5-gallon bucket of white out to get high on it?
What,
Okay, well,
That's
what
a
do they,
lot.
What do
I
they
think
call
you
that?
could buy a 5-gallon bucket of it. But
What do they call that when they? Is it snuffing, where they spray it in a bag and put the bag up to
yeah,
their face?
no, that's a real thing.
Is that what you used to do?
Well,
I-
that's what they
did
take
I
like
u- no,
they
no,
take like
I
spray
never
paint,
used to do that. No.
like oil-based spray paint, spray it
Yeah.
in a bottle, and they
You
put it
do.
on their face,
See,
and
that's
they
no
walk
different
around
than
town with
whiteout.
the like blue nose and
Blue.
mouth, and they're like, "Hey, look, there's a panda."
But yeah, no, there'd be kids that would be like, sniffing the whiteout, and the teachers would have to like collect it up or
Dude, you
like,
joke,
yell
but
at
this is
them
a
or-
real thing. Like
It's a real thing.
Oh, it
I'm
is.
talking about the other. I mean, whether these people were smoking, like in El Paso when I lived there, you go downtown Paso, there's like some hood rats down there where they come out of the bowels down with mouths. They're going, what the fuck's going on over there? And I mean, when I'm referring to
Wait,
their,
hold on, with
their
their
face, because they're sniffing, they would spray paint into a bag
Okay.
and
Well,
then
they put the bag
inhale
up to
it,
their face and they'd inhale it.
and they would inhale
it
the
would make their
fumes.
mouth do what?
Well,
Well,
paint. It's
There
paint.
was paint, so you got a can of spray paint,
Ah,
and it
gotcha,
could be any
gotcha.
color. It could be, but
So their
most-
mouths were normal, just had covered with paint.
They should have got.
Oh.
They should have got clear coat.
But
or
it was
something.
just clear coat.
Shellac.
Then it was some shellac. Then it looked like my ex girlfriend's face.
It's all shiny and
Shellac.
flaky.
a bunch of spermicide.
Oh, come on.
God.
God. The hell?
What?
Why? Why do you have to say that?
Well, she
Shellac
earned
is
it.
not spermicide, is it?
No, it's not.
Shooting out of his ween, spermicide.
Wow.
I don't know.
Well, up in her
Okay.
face.
All right, so we're done with the bourbon.
Look
Moving
like
back,
glazed
moving
donut.
on.
Anyway, I highly recommend the Smoke Wagon, and I'm going to be out in Nevada in about a month.
I do like the shellacked word.
Nice.
So, I mean, it's not going to be as easy for me because I'm flying, but I'll see what I can find.
You can
while-
use
whilst
that as
I'm
a
out there.
verb too. Hey, do they have distilleries down there in?
I looked. There wasn't
Where
much.
are you going?
Yeah, I was going to say
wasn't-
Nevada is very large.
Yeah,
You're
there's-
flying into where?
I'm flying into Reno, and I'm going about an hour and a half south of that.
So where is
God.
it?
Tahoe.
Because this is
What
in
is this
Vegas.
happening?
This is in Vegas.
Yeah, Smoke Wagon's in Vegas.
Yeah, but when are you doing this?
April 21st,
God dang.
21st, 22nd.
I'm going to have to crash.
Well,
Dude,
wait, we were talking about doing a Vegas weekend. Why were we doing? There was some sort
I
of
don't know, but-
convention. There was a convention.
It was
we
a
were
whiskey
talking-
convention.
That's right.
For $300, we could have got out there and enjoyed like
Oh, is it over? with?
300. Yeah, it was last year.
Well, I mean, they had one this year.
Well, we need to find out when it is and get on it because they had a limited ticket account for the VIP, which you get a private dinner, like 10-course dinner and a bunch of whiskeys and all the sommeliers or whatever the hell the whiskey
Somalians.
sommelians. So yeah, it's
Interesting.
it is.
I mean,
So
are
go-
we sommeliers now? I mean, we have our own podcast. I mean, we're renowned around the world.
We're getting there.
I mean, we have at least
3 listeners. 1, 2, 3.
well, but one on each continent. I mean,
We did have someone in India listening to us.
we did not.
Yes.
Maybe I announced it on my India
You
call.
probably did.
I probably did. And the lead QA guy was like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
all right. Well, they've got something else coming up here. It's too bad we don't produce our podcast quick enough to share with our listeners. But they've
Yeah.
got the is it the Blue Bonnet Beer
Blue Bonnet.
Festival?
We're doing it this weekend.
That's
right?
coming up this weekend. Are you in Arkansas or Tier 1ing or something like that?
I have nothing this weekend.
All right, you're going.
Ooh, but it is a Saturday. It's kind of an off limits time.
Yeah.
Friday and Saturday and Sunday
Well, she
All right.
can invite
and Monday and
Well, Sean and
Thursday.
I are going to go to the Blue
Yeah.
Bonnet.
We're gonna go.
What the hell? When were you going to talk to me about this?
Well, we weren't.
oh, oh, really?
No,
What the
man.
hell?
All right. So look,
I'm the foil.
before we brought you into the circle, we Jeff.
Wow.
Before dudes like us became, dudes like us, it was just dudes like us. It was Jeff and I. We were like the
Oh.
dudes.
Really?
Yeah. Then we found a dudette.
No.
Anyway, so the Blue Bonnet Beer Festival, Jeff and I both
Eye roll.
participated in it.
Was a
It's
good one.
basically it was at the Civic Center in downtown.
It was in Irving, right?
It was in Irving, and it's by the Dallas Fort Worth Airport in the Civic Center. So
Is that where it's at
basically,
this year?
no, I got to figure it out. I tried googling right now, and it's taking me to Ennis. I don't know why Ennis, Texas.
I don't
and
want
it's
to
not
drive to
Ennis.
Ennis.
But
I
it's
like
at
Ennis.
it's at the Sheraton Hotel.
Live at Buc-ee's.
Somewhere in Dallas, Texas, is the Blue Bonnet Beer Festival. So, anyways, we're going to be going.
I
We're
worked at a
hopefully going to be going this weekend. So, we're going to cordially invite you if you'd like to participate with that.
It's beer.
What?
It's a
yeah,
beer
I was going to
festival.
say, what happens there? Okay. So it's
But
a
basically,
beer.
it's $35 to get in. You get like a little glass, and you walk around to these booths, and all you do is sample the beers.
Nice.
You know, and you don't have to get shit faced. You just sample the
did.
beers.
But you do.
And you feel like shit.
Well,
I did
dude.
anyway.
We were drinking. Dude,
We tried all of them.
we had a different frame of mind back then. We did. We had a different frame of mind. We were kind of like,
I'm going to get fucked up.
Yeah. We're 20.
Yeah.
We're 24 years old.
That frame of mind has
That was 3 years ago.
converted from
Yeah.
when we were doing like bourbon right now. Now the deal with bourbon is like how high can we get the bourbon and it tastes good. And that's kind of where we're at. We find that little happy pocket. Well,
Right.
that's where we were with the beer. It's because the regular 4.5% alcohol beer just isn't going to quite cut it. But it was, so we were like, all right, let's
8,
do a 10.5
10,
quadruple ale.
12%.
11. And then we're going to start getting into the sours.
And you're drinking it at the same rate as you would a normal
Well,
beer.
you have little cups,
You
right?
get the
So you're
dark,
thinking,
the
oh, this isn't
imperial
much.
stouts, and then
Yeah.
this shit starts getting thick, higher and higher in alcohol.
Gross. That sounds gross to me.
And next thing you know, Jeff and I are 300 pounds.
Yes.
That's how it happened.
It was craft beer. I swear, I put
Yeah,
on
that's what
I
it
put on
was.
15,
I
20
think so.
pounds when I had my craft beer phase,
This from one festival.
and I still went on. Yes. No, but what we noticed, you know who the professionals were because
Yeah.
they wore pretzel necklaces.
Yes, we are getting those.
Pretzel.
Yeah, so they basically go to the
Necklaces.
store
Yes.
and they get like a
Rose
a
gold.
string, and they run it through a bunch of
Pretzel dots.
pretzels. So you just get like a bunch. You get like a pretzels.
So
Run through pretzels.
It helps them snack. The
Oh,
whole
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Well,
You
that
drink a little
plus
beer,
it
you
cleanses your
drink
palate
a-
because after 10 beers, you're like, man, I need something to eat. And these people are just like casually eating a pretzel. You're just like, man, I would love to have that pretzel necklace
Oh yeah.
It just sounds so
because you're
bad.
drunk.
Yeah,
And
that's when I would encourage that little 3-foot suspenders little thing that you put on, and it keeps you 3 feet from people. You know
so you
that
could have like beer nuts.
you have a little
and-
chest in front of you, a little table. That way you could set some assortments up. I would want some mustards to dip my thing, maybe a couple
So
cheeses.
you're a concession.
like some
Ah,
stone ground
you're a
mustard.
mobile concessions guy.
No, I don't want to sell anything. I'm just saying I want to be able to eat it. Have some appetizers, have some sliced salami sitting out there.
Some oysters.
He's got a whole setup. Your own little buffet.
little smorgasbord, some
Mobile
brochin.
buffet right in front of you.
Yeah, if I want to go over there and drink some German beer, I got some brochin, salami, and some cheeses ready to roll with some German Dijon mustard.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot going on there. Well, are women invited to this?
No. No.
That took no time at all.
Didn't even think about it. He was like, no.
Yeah. Are women no?
I'm sorry. I
Wow.
guess I'm drunk.
Yeah. Yeah, your 2-cube glass is did you
Oh,
win?
it's funny. Yeah, of course. If Shelly wants to go, but she's not going to like it. She's going to be unhappy and sniping the whole time. So
Oh
is
my
that what-
God. She is not like that.
Dude, she was like
Does
that
she
the
like-
entire time
No,
we were at
no,
the Monday thing we went to.
Only with you.
Does she like the dark beers, the IPAs, and all that shit? Because they're all craft
That's
beer.
true, but she was still like that, even without me.
So anyway, if she'll enjoy the beer, the reason I said no is because I don't think she would enjoy the types
What
of
if
beer.
we
No, dude, there's going to
brought-
be a bunch of fat fucking dudes there.
Yeah.
She's
Well,
not
What
going
are
to
you
have a
talking
good
about?
time
There's
there.
tons of families and couples and
Let go
No,
to beer
dude, we-
festivals.
yes, they
we
go
were
to
there.
Oktoberfest all the
No,
time.
This is not like
this is
that.
not like that.
Oh,
This-
this is different than Oktoberfest.
This is like
Oh.
hardcore beer.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, dude. This is like you show up in a building and they have 100 booths. Imagine going to a restaurant booth, the Taste of Addison or something like that, and they've got all these different restaurants that sponsor different booths, and
Right.
they offer their food. This is the same thing, but with beer and beer only. There's no amusement park rides.
There's no music.
There's no
nothing.
karaoke in the corner.
Interesting.
We're just in a hotel
there's
conference
these-
room.
Yeah, these people they're beer enthusiasts that want to go out there and sample the beer. Hey, guess what? I've got this new Black Robe Red Velvet beer. I'm going to sample for the rest
Why
of the
don't
world.
they have that for bourbon? Why can't
They
we
do.
find
They
one of
do,
these things
but we
for
missed
bourbon?
it last year.
They
It cost
do.
$275, $325 to get in. Remember?
Fuck it. Let's do the bourbon trail one weekend.
In Kentucky.
That was in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
That was in Las Vegas.
that was in Vegas. Yeah. Did
Yeah,
you
that
find
was
it?
nice.
How long does it take to
Um,
drive to Kentucky from here?
To get to Memphis, Tennessee, is
Are we-
8 hours.
Are we-
Okay.
Are we
To
taking a
get
jet?
to Louisville, it's 15 hours to get to Cincinnati. So you're probably 12, 13 hours to get to Louisville.
Piece of cake.
Oh, look at that. The producer found it. 36 anal Bluebonnet brew off.
Anal.
What?
That's what you just said.
I said annual.
You said anal.
You
I
said
would not say Katie. I would not say
You
it.
full
said,
on
"I've done-
said anal.
you said I've done anal 36 times
Yes.
at the Blue Bonnet Brew Off.
And it always makes this noise. Boop.
The fuck out of here. All right, March 18th and 19th at the DFW Sheraton Hotel.
But I'll tell you what, I've had some there was extremely delicious beers there.
There were.
But
Look, if Shelly wants to come,
Well,
graciously
If it's,
accept
if
her.
it's, if
I
it's
just feel like
if
she's.
it's a dudes like us event, it's
oh,
a dudes
it's
like
not
us
a dude's
event.
like. It is an absolute. This is a.
Okay.
What do they call
That's
that?
okay.
What do they call that? A dick fest, pecker fest, a
A sausage party.
sausage party. There you go.
Wow.
yeah, it's not.
I'm okay with that. I just thought it was like
I knew
Taste
you
of
were.
Addison.
No, it's
Okay, if it's not like Taste of Addison, then okay.
no. At least the
No.
one, we only went once, and you go in there, and they have these little booths.
Do you remember the Merlin? Remember the
Velvet Merlin.
The Velvet Merlin. Oh,
was
I don't
good.
think I'm gonna.
Actually, it was the Velvet Merkin.
was that what it was?
Merkin, yeah, because the Velvet Merlin gets
hell
released.
Merlin?
The Velvet Merkin is a
It's a
special
little
one. they release.
murkier.
Well, you know what a Merkin is, don't you?
Is that one of those little freaking little soft little fish, little cray shell
No,
thing?
it's a pubic wig.
What?
Anyway,
Hold on, a pubic wig.
A wig
Yes.
made out of pubic hair. A merkin?
a Merkin is a
I-
pubic.
well,
Shut the hell up.
Hold on, Mr. Producer.
Yes,
on
you have to look it
Fallout
up.
4, I thought a
Merkin.
Merkin was one of those.
Merkin, I think.
Oh, I'm looking at MUR.
Ooh, got a Murloc.
Merkin.
A wig made out of pubic hair is what is on the table at the moment.
You spelled it wrong.
Okay, well, we have to. Why don't you look up wig of pubic hair?
Oh, hold on. That's
No,
got to
don't.
be like
M-E-R.
Merkin is that. That's got to be like
K-I-N.
what is that called? The
Sick?
There, see?
Oh, no. Oh, no, no.
I win
Hold on.
again.
No. Okay, well, get off of images.
oh Jesus!
Get off of images immediately
What
and
is
go to
going
all.
on?
Go to all. All right, here we go. Merkins is, let's see here. It's a pubic wig
What is that?
worn by sex workers
It's like
after
the Urban
shaving
Dictionary
their
version.
mons pubis and are
All right,
now
this is-
as decorated erotic. What? Oh God, never mind.
I can't emphasize how vulgar this is.
Oh.
Okay, but we need to go back to the
Yeah, but
source
there's-
here. Why? Why would you know that? Why
Why
how
do I
could
know
you
any of this shit?
possibly know what a merkin is? Sean, I need you to back me on this.
How do
one.
I know what supine is?
What the hell is
How do
merkin?
you
I don't
know,
know.
what the paniculum is and the architeuthis? And
You just read. Do you read?
Oh, the books you read talk about merkins.
well, there you
About a
go.
lot of stuff.
And he emerged from the room with his merkin. And I said,
It was
"Ma-
hanging down
oh
beneath his
my, that's a
paniculum."
merkin. Quite a merkin. It's very impressive.
So when they
Like, what books do you read where they talk about this?
I
I
don't
bent
know.
over and his merkin fell out.
so like when they like
it was
to-
the size of our architeuthis.
like today, if they make a movie about the 70s and there's a
Uh-huh.
nude scene, that
Creamy
dude and chick
pubes.
is going to have a huge bush. It's a merkin.
No. But they're literally talking about a wig.
So
Yes,
hold on.
and you adhere it to your junk.
So what are you saying? These are for women that shave their stuff on a regular cycle, I guess, and they go hit a nudist colony, and they like, I feel kind of uncomfortable. It's sort of like a guy that wants to put on a falsy.
Correct. I don't want
Hair.
them to see my
Yeah, I
innards.
want
I'm gonna
my
cover
'em a little bit.
Philadelphia
My
steak
you-you.
sandwich to be a little covered up, so they put a little
little merkin.
merkin on there.
Made of pubic hair. Why can't they just freaking
Hey,
wear
look,
a thong?
Well, here's the thing.
What the
grows-
hell
when
are
it
we
grows
talking
back-
There are
about?
people that donate their hair for
Oh,
wigs
God.
all the time. I mean, if you can donate pubic hair for merkins, I guess that's a thing. I don't know how you grow those. How do they harvest those?
Well, your pubes grow like hair.
I get that. So, I mean, are these people that are like in comas, or that just can't manicure themselves, or is this how do they?
It's like a farm
Wonder how much
Of
money
of
you can
coma patients.
Oh my God! Can you? I would, that is a good way for families to make money. That's the give back that they have for being in a coma. Hey, well, you know what? We're going to harvest your pubes.
Every 6 months,
Well, you know, they talk about college
like
kids.
shearing a sheep.
They,
Ah,
you know, but there are.
I wonder if a back counts. Back hair. Get some big old dude. Well, actually, if they're in a coma, they'd probably be skinny.
Oh,
I don't know.
God. Anyway, so college kids make extra money by donating blood, donating plasma, donating sperm,
There you go.
and they can now donate merkins.
Preston could sell his
Oh,
pubes.
he could probably grow a merkin in 4 hours.
Dude,
I know.
Preston's like a fucking Chewbacca.
I was gonna say
Yeti.
he's like the Santa Claus,
He's the
except
missing
in
link.
pubic hair.
Right.
Huh.
Lord.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was disturbing.
this got dark.
There you
Besides
go.
all this stuff,
Now you
you
can
know
go share
the,
this
the
at
number
home.
one
Hey,
reason why
Shelley, guess what I
Ukrainians are
learned
dying
today?
right now.
Yeah, we talked about merkins.
Hey, do you know the number one reason Ukrainians are dying right now?
Oh, really? This is the left turn you're gonna
Dude,
take?
look, I heard this and it blew my fucking mind. What do you think the number one reason Ukrainians are dying right now? What do you think?
Starvation.
Huh?
Starvation.
What do you think, Jeff?
STDs.
Wow.
Who hurt you?
That is a dark, dark joke. Even
Alright.
for this podcast.
So look, starvation
Wow.
starvation is pretty close, but look, people are
Probably water.
they're
Dying
dying
of
of thirst,
Yeah.
and they're dying of the sickness that comes along with drinking unclean water,
Bad water.
Dysentery.
a dysentery, and all. There's a whole laundry list.
Diphtheria.
Unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
Well, you think about it. They're
crazy.
Their whole infrastructure is shot.
Yeah.
It is shot, and you
Right.
think about it.
Like for decades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if Putin really wants Ukraine, he's going to go in there and it's going to be demolished,
Right.
and he's going to rebuild the whole damn thing.
He
Yeah.
doesn't care, and he's gonna be dead. But here's the thing, when you think of Putin, he's a communist, but he's on the liberal side.
No,
of-
he's a dictator.
He's a dictator.
he's a
The
dictator.
person at the top
But
of the
he's-
communist chain,
Look,
he doesn't
but-
even care about communism as long as
but-
they're in charge.
Well, the thing is he okay. So his advisors, one of them, his name is, God damn it, Alexander Goggle.
Wagner.
Close. I think it was Alexander Google or something like that. Anyways,
Bring me Mr.
he's a
Wagner.
traditionalist. He's
Right now.
a traditionalist communist, and it's just ugly. What the
Yes.
fuck? He's 73 years old.
Who?
You know,
Putin?
Putin, yeah.
No,
so
Here we go.
No, he turned 70 this year, I think.
where the hell 73 come from then?
Your mouth? I don't know.
No, I mean that's what.
I don't know.
Well, look on the truthful, fact-checked Wikipedia
Yeah.
to be sure. I thought he was 69, about to be 70. Again, I could be wrong.
He said he's 5'3", same as Jeff Sessions.
69, yeah.
69.
Oh, he's not even 70 yet.
What the hell is why?
Well,
you
no
know what?
wonder
I
he's
am
doing this invasion.
so sick of this fake fucking media shit. Because when I read stuff to prep for things, and
You read
it's so
stuff.
frustrating.
You read stuff to prep for
Oh,
podcast.
Once in a blue moon.
You know, I was out there today and on Instagram to post, looking at our account or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that if you go to find, there'll be all kinds of random stuff. And there was an account from Ukraine, and the picture was of a dead Russian soldier in the street.
Okay.
And there were multiple pictures, and they said, you know, we own our own. We're not talking about whiskey, because I think because we show a lot of whiskey, and this Ukrainian account would kind of do what we're doing, right? Show a whiskey, this is what we're drinking and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
And they said, we're not drinking whiskey right now, but this is what we're dealing with, right? And they showed their homes and their buildings are destroyed. And the very first picture was the picture of a dead Russian soldier, face down, and you could tell he was dead.
Right.
He had some shit going on. And in the write up, they said, the Russian soldier was dead in the street for 3 days. The dogs finally came and got him, drug him to the woods, and ate him.
Yeah, they're not even burying the dead, is what I've.
So that's what they said. They said they're not even burying their dead; they're leaving them, and the dogs eat them.
Right.
So this guy, he may have a family,
He does have a family,
and
he's probably 22 years old.
Scared. Well, it's probably 18.
Yeah, he's
17.
He may
16.
be. He might be.
and no one's going to know what happened to him.
Right.
He got eaten by dogs.
Right. Right. I mean,
That's fucked up, man.
That's what's totally fucked up about this whole thing is that there are young Russian soldiers that are ill-equipped, ill-trained, and weren't even told that they were going to be killing their countrymen,
Right.
who are
Cousins,
Ukrainians.
friends, neighbors.
Yeah, their own family.
Right.
I mean, unbelievable. This, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi made some comments about Putin's residences, saying that they were. She used some weird word, but basically he lives in these.
Chateau.
I don't remember what she said, but whatever
Villa?
it was like like a compound. Just he has several residences that are elegant compounds.
Right.
I mean, can you imagine? The guy's been in power,
With Camp David.
Forever.
and you know anybody that man, he needs to be taken out.
Oh,
Yeah, but the thing is, he's so paranoid right now. I don't think you can get close to him.
I
Yeah.
disagree. I think if there's a will, there's a way, and if they got fucking bullets that can travel over a mile, you can take his ass out,
Is he going outside?
dude.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I don't know
you
either.
don't see him unless it's
I
like
would imagine
a picture.
right now,
Right now.
there are very, very rich people in Russia that are very upset with him.
Oh yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me if he is on the highest state of personal security alert.
That should tell him something.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't.
Well, he doesn't.
He doesn't because he'll kill euthanize, kill the whole tribes. And,
Well,
and
you've heard
villages.
what he is threatening, and they said that they're going to do as they take over these towns. They're going to set up these kangaroo courts. They're going to try the residents and hang them in the streets.
That's what pundits in Russia want them to do as well.
Correct.
Public hangings.
So,
I
on
mean,
a,
really?
on a
We're in
side note, with
we're in
your Rick Kane,
2022.
jumping from
The residents
Putin,
that live there.
Right.
The United States has admitted that I think I brought this up in a past podcast that there were some biolabs.
Yeah.
But I said 3. It turns out there's 30.
Oh yeah.
30 biolabs.
Right.
That's
Wow.
insane.
Really? Yeah, that's crazy.
30.
That's crazy.
And you know all the shit that's going on in there. No one knows really, but you know what's going on in there.
There's so much shadiness going on by the
Ukraine-
American elites in
Well-
Ukraine.
well, I
There's
think-
so much shadiness.
I think what we forget in all this is Ukraine was an extremely corrupt country,
Yes.
and we're kind of forgetting that aspect of this because I should say the government is. The people that live there are like us.
They're like anybody else.
They're just
trying
like
to-
The
anybody else.
government is an extremely corrupt organization.
And,
Yes.
and you've got the children
And the
of
companies.
major politicians going in there and working with the children of other major politicians inside their countries, like
Hunter Biden.
and Perry and Pelosi.
Perry. You have Rick,
Rick
Perry?
Perry,
Rick Perry?
the governor.
not Rick Perry. I'm sorry, I misspoke. Governor Kevin Perry. God
Kevin
damn it.
Wagner.
Oh, John Kerry.
John Kerry. Thank
the
you.
climate
Oh, the
psycho.
climate. He is a
John
nut.
Kerry
He is
and,
an
and
idiot.
Pelosi.
He doesn't get it.
Yeah,
doesn't get it.
his quote about, "Oh, I'm really worried about the impact of this war on the climate."
No.
I'm like,
Man, I'm telling you,
who
these
do you
people.
think gives a shit about what you're saying right now?
Well, on top
Irrelevant
of that,
old fart.
it's just. I mean, I don't want to be the. I'm not the authority, obviously. Who is the authority? I mean, I guess that guy that on the CNN show, the guy that created the Weather Channel, he's the authority on it. But when you've got the people, when you go to Antarctica and you core down 200-300 feet and you're pulling these columns of ice out and they're analyzing the ice
Analyzing.
where
They're anal?
they're
There's that
and-
word again.
Are they doing
they're-
it anally?
well, they look and they say there's no shit, and they're like, they can tell what's going on. They know how
We should okay, just like rings of a tree.
it is, and so they're like, no, what you're saying is not true. And
Oh, you're
the,
talking about just general
climate change
global
in general.
warming and
yeah, the global warming and the climate change that they're trying to say that's going on. It's
I
just simply
know.
not.
I know.
And
We can debate this forever, but yeah, we've been going through
the big,
ice ages and
the big
warming and cooling.
concern-
Warming and cooling.
the
I
big
mean,
concern that if you're going to throw a far stretched story out that could happen in the near future, I would say it would be the equinox. I mean, because we're I don't know how old the planet is as far as that's the process when you are taking the Earth is rotating
right?
and
Or-
it goes like 13,000 years, 14,000 years, I don't know. And then all of a sudden it stops and then starts spinning the other way. And that's the equinox. So, and that's they got a little bubble in there. What do they call it? The where it's off center just a little bit. And anyways, I believe that's what the equinox. What do you got? What do you got?
Got a-
That's our clock. So we
Got
can
a
see what time
timer
it is.
on
Oh,
there.
that's nice.
Well, it's not a timer.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure that the Earth. I'm not sure there's proof that the Earth stops spinning. That makes no sense. What has
So it
happened?
stops. It goes the other way. Is
No, that
that
I don't
what he
think.
said?
Yeah, I don't think there's evidence of that. I think what there's evidence of is the magnetic field reversing.
Oh, that's what it
Yeah,
was.
the
I'm
magnetic
sorry.
So it's spinning. It just stops. We all keep
Yep.
flying. We get
Yep.
flung
Well,
off.
that's what happened to the dinosaurs. They got ejected.
Yeah, it's like a sling.
That was not was. I
It's like a
didn't mean to-
trebuchet.
Yeah, and there is proof of that. And a really good proof of that is when magma comes up from the ocean floor.
Magma.
When magma comes up from the ocean floor, it has iron in it, and iron is magnetized, right?
Right.
So it automatically in a liquid when it's in liquid form.
So it would like shoot at you if you had a magnet.
No, I don't know.
So would magma come shooting at you?
Yes, magma.
So the wobbling of the Earth
magma bullets.
axis.
Magma bullets.
No, but basically the iron atoms orient with the magnetic pole.
Right.
And
Well,
then
your
when
dad
the
was like a geologist, right?
yeah, and then when the magma cools because it's in the ocean floor, right? It doesn't take long. It comes up in the water and it freezes. It basically pins those iron atoms in place.
So some are going this way and the really old stuff's going the other way?
Exactly right.
So what is?
So that's how they can prove
if the
over time.
So if
that-
the polarity changes, are
Correct.
you insinuating that toilets in the northern hemisphere versus the southern are going to start rotating the opposite way?
they
That has
don't.
the-
No. It does nothing.
That's the spin. of
Nothing
the Earth,
rotates.
Right?
North becomes south. South becomes north, and it's almost instantaneous.
Well,
No,
but yeah,
no,
but what about the
no,
toilets that
No,
spin?
that has to do with the tilt of the Earth.
No, that's the wobble.
No.
The wobbling
Magnetic
of the Earth
north,
axis.
magnetic north, and
Well,
magnetic south.
Well, yeah, but you're still
that
going to
what
be
the
in the
equinox
north.
is?
Weather-wise, you'd still be in the north.
All right, well, this is good stuff. So you're saying the equinox has nothing to do with the Earth and its rotation. It has everything to do with the polarity of the north and south.
Well, I've actually never heard it called equinox, but I know that throughout history, the magnetic field going around the Earth reverses.
Interesting.
It reverses.
And
Yes.
so, and when that happens, you have catastrophic continental divides.
I don't know. I'm not sure they know exactly what happens. I think they think that for one deal, the magnetic fields provide protection to the Earth, and in the brief period that it does switch, north goes to south, south goes to north, and when it reverses, the Earth could be exposed. I think is
To
what
some,
like radiation,
Radiation and shit.
like solar radiation. I'm not for sure on that, but I think that was one of them.
Equinox.
But they're not really sure how long the process takes, and they don't know what the impact would be. But they know it's happened in the past. So, but no, nothing happens
But
from
I'm sure if it starts to happen, they'd blame the white man
they would, or Trump.
or Trump.
Well,
was
it's not
your
necessarily
fault
month. Yeah,
driving a
it's
truck.
definitely Trump.
You know what? This is
Well,
a
I mean,
little,
no, this has been going on way before that. You talk about Dan Quayle, had who was the other guy? The other a vice president. He's fat now. Gale. No, God
Cheney?
damn it.
Gale.
Vice president. He
Cheney?
almost won with Bush.
almost one with Bush.
What the
Cheney,
fuck? No,
Cheney.
no,
That
not
was Quayle.
The guy that's misspelled tomatoes or
No,
potatoes.
potato.
Tomatoes.
I'm
now
not
you
saying
have
that.
now you have Kamala. Compare Kamala
Who-
to the tomato thing.
Oh my
Seriously.
God.
Tomato.
My God.
Dan Quayle was
I'm
Bush.
no, I'm not talking about Dan Quayle. I'm talking
Well,
about
Cheney was the other Bush.
not Cheney, the other one. But
Who was the guy? Okay, you're talking about.
And then Bush
hold
was
on.
Reagan's vice
Bush
president.
Senior or Bush
I'm
Junior?
talking about the climate change czar.
That's a new
That's
thing.
Al Gore.
Yes, thank you.
No,
Al Gore.
he's a Republican. Oh, I'm sorry, a Democrat.
Doesn't
you said
matter.
You
was
said you
never-
ran with Bush.
No, but
Yes.
wasn't he a vice president?
He was
For
for
Clinton.
Clinton.
That's my point.
You
Okay.
said a vice
Yeah.
president with Bush.
It's okay.
Well, I misspoke.
That's all right. All right.
I
so
do that a
yes,
lot.
Al Gore did the
Dude, I am hammered
what was
right
it?
now.
The something truth. Inconvenient truth, which was loaded with bullshit.
which was shown to our kids at school
I know.
with no counterpoint,
Total bullshit.
and I bitched about it.
Did you? Oh, did you go? You sent an email to the
No,
school
I
board?
went to the school when they were in 5th grade.
Good for you.
I told you about that. Yeah.
Were you escorted out?
I
Did
went
they
up-
say you were a terrorist?
Did they lock the school
No,
down?
the teacher agreed with me.
They stick things in your ass?
The teacher agreed.
Is that what they do to parents that are unruly?
That's what I
Stick
heard.
things in their ass.
Huh.
No, they did not do that to me.
Interesting. I'm very upset that you guys watch this movie. Sir, you need to come
Excuse
with
me,
us.
bend over.
Do you want lube
No,
or
no.
no lube?
Sir, come with us. We'll go into a back room. We'll talk about it. And then they hold you down.
Oh,
and
you'll
probe you.
come. You'll come.
Oh, what the hell? Oh, maybe we should take a break early.
Well, that's a good thing, though, right? Feels good.
Oh, you
anyway.
got a happy ending?
Yeah,
Oh,
happy
I
ending.
came here to complain about a movie, and I got a happy
Look at
ending.
this.
Yeah, but seriously,
Hey, honey,
it's-
let's go up and do it again.
This is the stuff
Is there
that
anything else we can complain about?
people need to really take charge on,
God.
and I think this has been an argument for decades. Is the misdirection? They talk about misinformation all the time. Currently, how about the misinformation they're feeding our kids?
I know.
I mean,
Oh,
if you
big
if you
time.
were to come back in time and start and say, hey, look, man, you're teaching our kids A, B, and C, and then 10 years later say, hey, man, look, you were wrong.
So hold on. You're saying if you climbed into a DeLorean and you went 88 miles an hour and went back in time, the first thing you would do is go to the school board meeting?
You play guitar at your prom.
What?
I'd bang your mom.
Date your mom.
Wow.
I wouldn't date her. I'd just bang her.
Your own mom or somebody else's?
Ooh.
Mom?
No, yours. I'd be like, hey, who's your dad?
Well, in the movie, his mom's coming on to him.
She was hot, though.
yeah,
was
she was
hot.
kind of hot.
What was her name? The actress. God, she was so smoking hot.
No, I don't
yeah.
think it matters.
Not really.
That whole thing.
Let me look.
I mean, the concept of what was going on was interesting, and it's fun.
Oh, it's a
but then it
great
got kind of
series.
crazy when you start thinking about how who was the punk?
Leah Thompson. Is that her name?
Leah Thompson. That's her. God, she was beautiful.
So the punk, the guy that was the big bully,
yeah, yeah.
and he turns out to be like the
Biff.
president of the earth or
It's
king.
Biff.
Biff, you know. And he's like, hey, he's like a fucking piece of shit.
Why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
Yeah. Well, no, that was
You're
on the
saying
first
it wrong.
one. But I'm talking like on Back to the Future 15, you know, whatever.
There's only 3 of them.
Whatever. Maybe it was the third one. It was ridiculous.
They totally overdid it. Like the same.
Oh, it was stupid. When they went back to the Wild West.
And it was like, what are you, chicken? And like every single movie had the, are you chicken? And then, I mean, just the whole thing was.
What was that?
I
was
don't
that?
remember the whole chicken thing.
Remember, if anybody called him chicken,
Who, Biff?
no, the kid, the main star,
Hey, Paul, impersonated helicopter real quick.
a helicopter.
Yeah, do a helicopter noise.
Sure.
All right. Dude's like, so how much time we got left?
The clock's right there,
We
man.
got like 10 minutes. God dang.
Why am I doing that?
Oh, it was fun. It was very entertaining.
Oh, okay. I think it's pretty realistic sounding.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good.
No, it's not.
It's
No.
not.
No.
What if I make it go from left to right?
Well, it's kind of hard to do with
Well,
the
yeah,
microphone.
it's one.
That's not a left.
It's one microphone.
Oh, damn it! So I need 2 microphones.
You need a bi-
No, we need like 4.
you need a binaural.
Five.
You get a binaural microphone.
Okay.
Here we go.
Anyway, yeah.
So, anyways, we were talking about the Blue Bonnet Beer thing. So that's this weekend, and we're gonna go, and I'm really looking forward to it. And plus, Will wants to go. Will would like to go to drinks on Friday night. If you guys are up to it.
Will?
Will is okay. Oh my God, backfeed. So, I lived in Germany.
Yes.
This is how long this relationship is.
Oh wow.
I lived in Germany,
Ooh.
and there was a guy
And they met
that I went to.
one
so
summer.
he was
shooting assault rifle at
It was
you.
in Mannheim, Germany, and he was a Sagittarius.
Summer love.
And we
No,
were-
he was
we
my
were
fucking
riding
neighbor.
horses on
Shut the
beach.
fuck up.
That's how it
So-
starts, just as a neighbor.
So he was he was we
So was
just
that
hung
lady-
out
so
with
was that
friends.
lady
I
on the
knew
base.
him.
She
My
was just
sister
a
knew his
neighbor.
friends.
Just
My
a
sister knew
neighbor.
his brother. I guess I don't know. And then when I moved to El Paso, his dad went to the same Sergeant Major's Academy. I believe he did. I don't know.
Sergeant
Um,
Peppers.
He followed you. He's like, Dad, that's my love.
So, anyways, I've
need to
known him
follow
for a
him.
long time, and it was just we just kind of connected one time. Hey, I'm in Dallas. Where are you at? I was like, oh, and
Why'd your voice get lower?
I choked on my own saliva.
I'm in Dallas. What you got going on?
Well, I was pretending to portray somebody I wasn't.
Yo.
Yo, man, you should hang out.
I got a very high voice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
When you get excited,
anyway, so he's going to be in town.
talk about your friend.
Let's not relive that moment.
Oh my God!
That
So,
was
anyways,
awful. He's gonna be in town.
So we're gonna go with Will and Holobowitz. I'll say his last name because how the fuck are you gonna hear that name? I mean, have you ever heard that name in your life?
No.
See,
Now
that's my
everybody
point.
knows who he is.
Holobowitz.
Yeah, say it twice. No.
Anywho, we're gonna go out this weekend. His brother, and maybe his dad. I don't know, but there's gonna be 2 or 3 people out there. So he's gonna come in town this Friday, and he'd like to go have a beer. And if we can't make it, fine. It is what it is. But on Saturday night, we're definitely gonna go down there. It's cost $35 to get in, and
They give you a little cup.
they
little
give
glass.
you
And then you
Whoa,
get
whoa.
shit-faced on a little glass?
Yes, because you have 30 of them.
Challenge accepted.
Hi, try this cactus. This cactus beer. It's like 4%. It's real low and it's real healthy for you. And then you drink like 1,000 of them, and they're like, all right.
It's like the power hour. Do a shot of beer every minute. You're like, well,
Yeah.
it's not that much.
That's too
Yeah,
much.
you get fucked up.
Yeah, but here's the deal. We need to pay the $35. Take the glass they give you, and then just
Can we-
smuggle in a
can we
huge
drink this?
bourbon, and just walk around with a bourbon tumbler and be like,
See, I would
I told her, I was like, I'm going to taste beer.
I would much rather do that. Walk around with a giant glass of bourbon and Coke, and then
I would.
Pay $35 to
I
walk
will.
around with a bourbon?
I don't
No,
care.
I'll pass.
Money's not an issue.
So let's
Up
not
to $35.
not to be a nag here, but we have work to do. Like we have a cabinet to build, and
Yeah, but there are certain things.
I'm just saying when we got to make time for that.
I think that
We have 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? If we don't make it, then fine.
No, our goal
It's not
was
fine.
to make this.
Well, then we're gonna make it.
Well, then we have to do shit this weekend.
Well,
Yes.
we've scheduled a Blue Bonnet beer thing.
that's
Not all
night.
day.
Well, they're right. But it's not all day. So we could probably work some during the afternoon. And in fact, we're going to be in Irving at the time. We can go to my in-laws' house, take showers, do a little butt smacking, and then go over to the
I'm out.
Pass.
That's a hard no.
I wouldn't. All right. Well, I'm not gonna smack your butts. I
I'm
mean, you
not
can
gonna
smack your own
shower.
butts.
I'm not going to shower.
Why are we showering?
I don't know. It's weird. Let's go over to your in-laws and shower.
Well,
Yeah.
dude, like if we're gonna be working in a wood shop, have you worked? Okay, this is sheer ignorance.
Oh, I thought I thought we were showering after drinking beer.
No, we're gonna go to the
was
wood
like,
shop and
what, they
cut wood.
spray it on
we'll be
everybody?
covered
What-
with freaking sawdust from head to toe.
Well, you just get the blower.
Yeah, don't you have a suction?
Yeah.
A suction machine?
Whatever. If we don't shower, that's fine. You're gonna go in there smelling like maple. It'd be
That's
like
good.
yeah.
That's all right.
Seriously, we need a plan.
All right. Look, that sounds like a good plan because
we'll
we'll
do this
already
at
be in
halftime.
Irving.
Sounds like all day
We'll do
on
it
a
at halftime.
Saturday. Mm-hmm. Anyway,
No, but that sounds. We will already be in Irving,
right.
so we just got to drive out there, and
I don't know if I could be gone all day
That's what I'm saying.
with my wife.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. So what are you saying? Are you saying that you would? Okay, that's fine. So you want to go out to the make the cabinet thing, but then you'll just go home and then hang out with Shelly, which is fine.
No, I'll
and
just go
Jeff
drink
and I
the
will go
beer.
to the beer thing.
I'm just gonna go drink the beer.
No, what I'm saying is I don't
kidding.
know if I could be gone all day.
Yeah,
I
you
have
have a
to-
recovering wife.
Yes, that's my concern.
We'll talk about this
Now I
later.
can go out to the beer festival, but I don't know if I could be gone from like 8 to midnight, kind of a thing.
All right. Well, then maybe I'll go down and build the shelf by myself,
Oh my god.
and then you two join me for the beer thing.
Well, then we have 2 cars out there.
I'll take an
But
Uber.
why don't you come home?
And gas
Shower.
is $8 a gallon right now.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
I blame
The
Biden.
hell, Biden?
Yeah, he did that.
What the hell?
He did all of that.
He did
You know,
that.
and they're sitting there, and Joe Balsacki is freaking trying to say like, "Oh no, it's Peter, like you know that
They
little."
They really
Oh.
think they really think the American public is that stupid.
They do.
Camel
And how
toe
stupid is the
Harris
American public? Are they really that stupid?
I think there are
embarrassed
some
the
stupid ones,
United
yes.
States so bad with her fucking little news interview next to the Polish president.
Oh, that was
Oh,
so
that was
embarrassing.
It was such a
terrible.
train wreck. I mean, it was
Her
I mean,
giggling. Oh, do you want to take that one?
She didn't know how to answer it.
There's millions of people dying on the border. You want to take that one?
What would she say about the
Fucking
friends?
moron.
The friends
Friends in
statement?
need or a friend indeed.
Oh, friends in need are a friend indeed.
And then she threw it because she didn't know how to answer the question. God. She didn't know how to answer it.
I mean, but the point is, she can't even
And then
like
you have
compose herself
On the View,
in what is a very,
that
very
bitch. What is the bitch
dire
under the Hugh?
situation.
Sunny
No,
something.
it's all of them.
Well, they're all of them, but there's specifically the Sunny cunt
Austin?
face.
Sonny Hostin.
Well, she was kind of like she's saying it's like racism
Oh,
and
yeah.
chauvinistic.
people
and
care because
misogyny.
No.
most of the people
And
in
I'm like, no.
Ukraine are white.
No,
That's why
the-
people care.
That's Joy Reid.
We have a problem with her because she's a fucking idiot.
She sucks
right.
at her job.
Anyone that said, you know what, I'm gonna let that go.
I know you're getting yourself all worked up for nothing. Yeah.
Damn.
Jeez.
Is that on one pour?
Well, you saw what I added.
He rimmed it out.
He did rim it out.
I did not rim it out. I added a
Anal.
little bit more.
Anally.
That's a rim
What?
job.
Anyway.
All right, start the music. We're rolling out of here. The first
Yeah.
half. Dudes like us, we're going to be talking about different plaques in our CNC machine because we have an upcoming event in downtown McKinney at the Filtered Place where we're going to be showboating some of our projects that are coming. We got
Correct.
Yeah, and these are going to be available for our Dudes Like Us fans out there. In fact, you get a discount. It's you get like 5 cents off.
If you have happened to hear of heard of this podcast,
We will give you one free.
Yes,
right?
we'll give you a code.
Right?
It's called Save a Nickel.
And there we have it.
No. But
Yeah.
seriously, we're going to try to make some of our etchings and plaques and
And we've been talking
signs
about
coming
this
up.
for a long time.
And it's
It's time to do something real now.
it's coming to a head. Look, it's coming around.
It's gelling. It's starting to gel.
It's gelling. It's gelling.
Yeah.
We need the foil.
The foil.
And we need more than just the foil to make this happen. So there
Yeah.
has to be some continuity. And I
Yeah.
think we're starting to gel with the continuity.
Yeah.
I think so too. It's
By
gonna
the
be
way,
fun.
I have no snacks.
What?
We'll find some.
Just saying.
So, well, your idea of a snack may be different from Jeff, Paul and I's.
I have some broccoli.
I'll tell you what, we'll make a judgment call when we go downstairs. Why don't you stay up here for like 5 minutes and then we'll have a setup for you.
But I'm out of the popcorns. The popcorns.
Hey, popcorn.
All right.
Yeah, we should have bought some. All right, dudes like us late.